So glad you could make our time to join us on today's episode of Tax Matters. My name is Olumuyiwa Matuluku, and with me on today's episode is Christina Pius.
Hello, viewers.
The good health of any economy depends largely on the vibrancy and the robustness of the tax system. It goes without saying that taxes are the engine of growth, providing the much needed funding for any developmental efforts. The Nigerian tax system has undergone tremendous positive changes over the last decade, consequent upon the reform of the system that was embarked upon in the year 2002. On this episode of Tax Matters, we will be looking at two aspects of the tax administration system in Nigeria that are germane to the smooth running of the system: taxpayer identification number and tax clearance certificates. How to acquire them, the uses to which they are put, authentication of TCC for genuineness, and other matters. TIN and TCC came out prominently at the FRS Stakeholders Forum that was held in Abuja on Tuesday, the 2nd of September 2014. Other issues that cropped up include the current focus on non-oil taxes, the role of MDAs, ministries, departments and agencies of government as agents of tax collection, filing of tax returns, payment of tax returns, and enforcement of non-payment, as well as the collaboration of the FRS with other relevant government agencies in its bid to bring in the much needed revenue into government coffers. Alhaji Kabiru Mashi, acting executive chairman of the FRS, spoke on these issues and other matters at the forum.
Our current focus is on improving our non-oil tax revenue, and will require the collaboration and the cooperation of all stakeholders if we are to achieve our objectives in this regard. In particular, let me use the opportunity to seek for the continued support of MDAs, as we have a major role to play in ensuring tax compliance. First, by making sure you comply with all relevant tax laws, which require you to deduct and remit withholding tax and value-added tax promptly from all payments, which you make to contractors and service providers, and also deducting and remitting personal income tax from your employees. Let me appeal to MDAs and taxpayers that there is a need for you to ensure that any person you are giving contract or you are patronizing, that person has tax identification number. We are collaborating with CBN and Customs to ensure that without TIN, you cannot move, you cannot conduct any business in the country, because it's vital, it's key that you get your TIN. The problem we are facing with some MDS now is that they give contract to companies without TIN, and when they deduct withholding tax or VAT and they remit to the banks cannot remit same tax to Federal Revenue Service. So please, I urge you to ensure that you get this TIN. It's free of charge. It doesn't cost anything just to walk into our office and get the TIN. Let me also sound a note of warning on TCC. It's a must you get a TCC if you want to transact businesses with government and so on. We have a means of checking at shortest notice if you send to our office TCC whether it is genuine or fake. If we find out that the TCC is fake, you stand the risk of being prosecuted and will publicize it.
On enforcement of payment or non-payment?
We have ways and means of enforcement if a taxpayer fails to pay what is due. Of recent, we have started using the substitution method, where we write to the bankers to block a taxpayer's account until that tax element is paid. So please don't allow us to go to that extent.
Now it is time to look at those matters in greater detail. Christina sat down with the tax controller of the FRS MSTO in Uyo.
What do I need to get in?
To get your file opened here for taxes, you submit your business registration certificate, business name registration certificate if it's an enterprise. But if it's a limited liability company, you submit your certificate of incorporation. You submit your memorandum and articles of association. With that, a file is opened for you. Normally, they will equally ask you to fill a form. This form you have to fill is called application form, because eventually you are coming to obtain a tax clearance certificate. You are not just paying us a courtesy visit or a friendly visit. You are coming here for business. So you complete the form, give us the relevant information required in the form. And recently we've been asking for the NEPA bill, that is a PHC bill now. Why we ask for that is that we want to be sure of your residence. We want to be sure of your company address, because we notice that some people give a different address in the application form. So this NEPA bill will enable us trace the authenticity of that address you have given us. So with all this, we give you a TIN number, and TIN is free.
Now to tax clearance certificate, TCC.
What does it take me to get my tax clearance certificate?
The tax clearance certificate, we can give you a tax clearance certificate because you want to commence business operation. We give you a pre-operation levy status certificate. Then when you have gone into operation, you have the onus of submitting to Federal Inland Revenue Service your annual financial statement. That tells us details of your operation for the period covered, for the period you're reporting on.
Okay.
And on that basis, what is required of you is to give us a self-assessment of your operation. It is based on your own self-assessment that we issue you a tax clearance certificate. It's as simple as that. Though we have to match it with the facts you already have in your file to make sure that there is no outstanding liability. If there's an outstanding liability, it has to be drawn to your attention. You have to attend to it, and once you produce a clean slate, tax clearance certificate is issued to you.
We go back to the stakeholders forum, where Mr. S.S. Ogumbeson, in responding to a question from the audience on fake TCC, exonerated the FIRS.
Is it true that fake TCC are still being issued to taxpayers? Well, FIRS is not the one issuing fake tax clearance certificates. We issue genuine tax clearance certificates. But the sector that people doing their businesses are the ones who are running away from the FIRS. When you don't pay correct taxes, of course, those people you engage to process tax clearance certificate for you, they'll play fast one on you. They go to under the, I think there's a place they call under the mango tree. In area 11, that used to be the place where they prepare these things. I think the EFCC have dislodged them. They are now in Gwagwalada. Okay, so it's a reality. It's a reality that there are fake tax clearance certificates in our environment. So, but what we are doing is engaging your support to help us flush out this menace. I know it's not a good practice to first of all be scrutinizing your TCC before we give you a job. A taxman is to collect taxes on income. One of the CDs will talk about the computerization that we're doing in relation to providing you a window to be able to check tax clearance as MDAs, check tax clearance certificates online. That project is already on in the FIRS.
We are implementing an integrated tax admin system. Basically, what that will do will be to make your data as a taxpayer readily available, such that when you apply for tax clearance, because we have a single view of you, and because we have information readily available on you, we can then, within that window of 2 weeks, as specified in the law, be able to very quickly address your requests for tax clearance. But please note that the fact of application for tax clearance does not automatically lead to its issuance. It is dependent on the status of your tax affairs. If you have complied, there is no reason really why it shouldn't be issued to you promptly. Now, for the MDAs, ministries, departments, and agencies of government that need us to certify or to authenticate such certificates, yes, we have built a system, and we are about to really test and then roll out. It will be such as you can remotely interact with to confirm whether a tax clearance certificate is genuine or not. Shortly, very, very shortly, I believe within the year, you wouldn't need to send us Ghana must go bags of tax clearance certificates for confirmation, because when you apply, we'll give you access under due security safeguards, so that you can sit down at your end and check whether or not your tax clearance certificate is genuine or not.
We look forward to that day. In the meantime, issuance of TCC is still manual, and verification is carried out on case-to-case basis, even as automation is vigorously pursued.
Lady Uche Mafiana also spoke about the menace of fake TCCs.
When you walked in, you saw there were some letters from the EFCC and the headquarters asking us to verify some tax clearance certificates, which we did. Actually, the issue is that some of these companies, because some Nigerians don't want to do the right thing, they go behind the door to produce fake tax clearance certificates. That is why you find that most times when you are doing tax drive, doing enforcement, the companies pay deaf ears to you because they know that they already have tax clearance certificates they are using. unknown to the tax authority, which they have procured behind in unholy circumstances. So what we now did, for example, for the one you saw as you entered, was that we have given response to the letters.
Under the present practice of case-by-case confirmation, the FRS has even gone ahead to centralize the system to make life easier for MDAs that have to confirm TCCs.
That will simplify the method of confirmation, so that if they write to Abuja, Abuja doesn't need to write to us. They have the data there to refer to, and then they will easily respond to whoever writes them. On monthly basis, we render TCC returns to headquarters.
Good.
Because some organizations write to headquarters straight.
That's good.
Yes, every month, every office renders receipt, and they have the unit there.
Okay.
That see this is. Once they see application, please confirm TCC number so whether it's from Sokoto or from Katsina. There's an officer there, because we have all the TCC we issued for this and now, we issued from April 1 to ending. All have been returned to Abuja, and we have sent the report to Abuja. The photocopy, everything there. So if you ask for such things, they will go to, okay, if you are talking of Fontua, they go to Fontua file, look at it. This is the number they are talking about, and which month. They look at the month, go to that month. If it's not there, it means that it's fake.
How best do you think the genuine taxpayer can go about acquiring tax clearance certificate?
My advice to taxpayers concerning tax clearance certificate is that they should be proactive. You do business, you know you require a tax clearance certificate to obtain a contract. Before your annual account become due, prepare it and come to Federal Inland Revenue Service and submit it. It is very simple. Submit it with schedule of payments. This is very important. Your schedule of payment, which must include your company income tax. If you have credit notes arising from your withholding taxes, you can submit them because they are your credits. Submit your value-added tax payments, all your schedule of payments in short. Submit them as you submit your financial statement. Let it not be late, because as soon as it is late, it starts attracting penalty. And penalty is 25,000 for the first month of failure. For example, if your accounting year end is December, by June of the next year, you are supposed to have submitted your annual financial statement. Okay. If you let it enter July, it is late by 1 month, and you're going to pay 25,000 naira. And after that 25,000 naira, you start paying 5,000 until you submit the financial statement.
Oga, don't come. Tax man, na you. Sit down. How long you thought you go take bring the tax clearance certificate for me?
Oga, once you give me the money, the tax clearance certificate go ready now.
Now?
Yes, Oga.
Oh, yeah, wait, make I bring the money.
Wait. Agent for Federal Inland Revenue Service? This one a Wururu person. Come for here. Guy, forget all these Wururu people. Go any Federal Inland Revenue Service office where they near you. Go collect the original tax clearance certificate. To know the original tax clearance certificate, the tax certificate must get FIRS watermark. It go get signature on top of the FIRS seal, and the name of the tax office where they on top of the certificate must they correct. No print, no give, no even collect fake tax clearance certificate. FIRS don't want say anybody we then catch with fake tax clearance certificate, now jail straight.
For more information, visit www.firs.gov.ng or any FIRS office close to you. FIRS, it pays to pay your tax.
Knowledge, they say, sets you free. Now you know what to do. We go back once again to the stakeholders forum where other issues came up.
45% of the live registered taxpayers have not filed their returns over the last 2 years. The unregistered company continue to conduct businesses. They are with us. They do the businesses with us. And over 25% of companies registered with CAC do businesses and are not in tax net. And then going further, we also have about 30% of companies, corporate organizations, and individuals who are employing or deploying tax abuse mechanism so that they can mitigate or reduce the taxes that are payable.
Not sharing news?
Not at all.
So what is the way forward?
One of the steps being taken is to get the unregistered and non-filing taxpayers to ensure that we move and get to where we should be. And we've started utilizing the external data from multiple sources. And those sources are part of the people seated here today to see how best we can still improve on what we are doing. Some of the transactions that we conduct, businesses we do, we have transactions through the banks, and we are collaborating with the banks to ensure that we actually get the required information. And one of the steps that have been taken is the use of taxpayer identification number, which is a prerequisite now for any organization, even individual, to open accounts. Then we also collaborate with customs to ensure that custom data at the point of importation we actually link and get as much as possible from custom. And we are also collaborating with DPD to get more information from public contracts and be able to utilize them more effectively.
No hiding place.
No hiding place, but it pays to pay your tax.
We are coasting home, and we want to leave you with these parting shots.
We have special purpose police officers at our disposal. They are full-fledged police officers of the Nigerian police. There are many in the service. We have other security agencies with us without going through the details. Very recently, at the time we were to carry out prosecution, they said that place was an embassy, even though we had the business address of that company. The coordinating minister of the economy said, I thought that business was an embassy. We were able, the company had about 60 policemen on that day, but our officers, the special purpose police officers, they carried out their surveillance. They were able to move in, carry their computers and other accounting documents, and our officers, well trained, they were able to go into their computers, were able to determine their tax position, and as I speak to you, we were able to realize nothing less than $1 billion from that exercise. People who are patronizing tout for fake tax clearance certificates, we are prosecuting them. Some ministries, departments, and agencies of government, they are partnering with FRS. At procurement, when they are going to open bid, they request FRS to send in their officers. We are there and reviewing the tax clearances and letting them know that some of them are fake and these ones are not fake. And those ones that are fake, that is criminal. We go ahead to prosecute them.
Getting tax clearance certificate is free, and there's no money that is required of anybody. You don't need to pay a kobo to get your tax clearance certificate. But when you go through tax, it creates problems for you. You get fake TCC, and law enforcement agencies will go after you.
We do hope that once again, in our own little way, we have been able to contribute to your knowledge and understanding of the Nigerian tax system. We want you to join us again next week on this same station, same day of the week, same time of the day, for a fresh episode of Tax Matters. From Christina.
Thank you for watching and bye for now.
Have a blessed week ahead.